Hey everyone, we are back to working on the electrical and I am hoping to get everything wrapped up so I can turn this circuit back on today. So, let me scoot under here, and I already stripped these wires back. I brought my automatic wire stripper with me. I'll show it to you in a little bit. We are nearly done in here, which is good because it's annoying to work under here. So, okay. There we go. Alright, that's all done. Doorbell's hooked up. We got all our junctions connected, so it goes out to the doorbell, out to the large downstairs room, and up to the bank of 3 switches in the hallway. So let me take you back outside and we'll work on the next part. Alright, so I just wanted to quickly show you we are in the large downstairs room. We were working in this crawl space through the access door over there. Again, this is power coming in, goes into the junction, goes out to that light switch for the lights in this room, the large room, and also it goes and powers that bank of 3 switches through there. Got the three-way that comes over to this light fixture. That's the switch, the second 3-way switch. So let's get this off. Oops. It's all connected. Zoom in. Here we go. So these are the automatic wire strippers that I was telling you about the other day. And these are pretty much the best wire strippers I've found. I've tried all sorts of different automatic wire strippers. These seem to work the best for me, at least. One thing that I do wish they had is I wish they had a stop. So you could just butt up the end of the wire to where the stop is. But I kind of just gauge based on where that rivet is and how far I want to strip back the wires. Also, for some reason on these wires, I've noticed that it doesn't always like to snap it off like it's supposed to. And I'm finding I have to like kind of hold the jaw down. I don't know if that's just the wire here that I'm using, or if my strippers aren't quite right. Yeah, these, as you can see, make really quick work of stripping wires. Grab some Wagos and so, to start out, let's tie all our grounds together. And we're adding a ground for the light. Isn't quite in. this way to the top of the box. There we go. All right, so now we have the black from this side is power, and the only thing we're going to do with this particular one is pass it through to the black that goes to that clock outlet. And that's the only connection that particular one needs. So for neutrals, all of these need to be tied together. And we need a neutral to feed the light. Neutral to feed the light. Takes care of our neutral connections. For our three-way, we have our travelers. So we have blue, and we're just doing straight through pass through for the blue travelers. And then we're doing straight through pass through for the red travelers. A lot of wires crammed up into this box. the largest box I could. All right, so what we are left with is a neutral for the light, ground for the light, and our output from the second three-way switch, and also another light for the other portion of the hallway. So let me let me grab another extension. And a three-way waggle. Leaving us with a single simple connection for the light. And let me pause you for a second and I'll get a light fixture that'll temporarily slap up there. Alright, so I'm just going to take the light fixture that had been up here and put it back, but this is not going to be a permanent thing. The wires on this are really rough. These have been taped up with electrical tape and they were about that short originally. Temporary light. All right, let's see. It's not over in here. In this area, this is going to be secondary light. And there you can see where it used to be right there. And I left some extra wire up here. So give me a moment and we'll work on putting a temporary outlet on the end of this. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I had this outlet, actually let me bring it back a little further. This ceiling outlet was my temporary lighting, and I had it on a switch. I got a little plug tester in there. You can see that I'm switching the light on and off. So this was all temporary. So I think it's time to remove this temporary portion. And that should be at breaker. Okay. And suppose while we're here, go in the breaker box. See if I can get you a good vantage point so you're not in the way. And we're going to remove the wiring for this. Breaker's off. Other size. is this one. And I'm just looking, that wire is on a 20 amp circuit, but it's only a 15 amp, it's only 14 gauge, and that's something the electricians actually did. So that's not right. I'll have to change that out. But anyway, back to where we were. We've now disconnected that old temporary circuit. Let's take this and stick a temporary outlet on it for lights. Basically just like a normal install. We are cheating a little and see if I special screwdriver. Just kind of put this together free floating. Right. I'll punch you back up at the ceiling. myself a space here. And we'll temporarily attach this to the ceiling. Actually, remove that old light fixture while I'm up here. Temporary light fixture box. All right. So I think that is everything on this circuit that needs to be connected. Yeah, that should be it. All that's left now is hooking up power in the panel. Really the best view I can give you. Unfortunately, it is. All right. So yeah, this is just temporary. And the reason it's temporary is I don't have a final placement for the panel just yet. But I'd like to get some power in here. Start with the ground. It really looks like it's a larger size. Apparently not. I'm not trying to make this look pretty because it's temporary. And I will hook it up to actually, you know what? I misspoke. That 20 amp is the one I just pulled out. So this 14 gauge wire is on a 15 amp breaker. Good. Electricians didn't screw up. Okay. Moment of truth. Actually, one thing I gotta check before I say that. Yep. So that clock outlet is live, but the wires are just sticking out of the wall at the moment because I have to replace that. But they're not touching anything, so I just verified that. So let's turn the power on. Let's see if we're successful. So this light's on. Let's see if the three-way switch controls it. It does. I'm going to flip this three-way switch, which should be that light down there. Yeah. I'll flip this switch. Should be the overhead light. Ah, nothing. Let's see if the porch light works. Oh, I reversed them. So this one is currently controlling the porch light, and this one is controlling the overhead light. So I'll have to reverse those for preference. Oh, let's see if the doorbell works. Doorbell hasn't been powered on in a while. Doorbell works. All right. One last thing we can do now. So let's take that temporary plug. Plug our basement lighting into it. Now if I flip this switch, everything should come on. Yeah. Excellent. All right, well, I'm going to go back upstairs and reverse those two switches so they're positioned where I want them to be. But this is a big step in cleaning up the electrical. Actually, good step in putting final electrical in, really. There's still some work to be done, but we will work on it as needed. So thanks for watching, everyone.